Oh my, what are you running around for?
Well, I wanted some ketchup. The first time was a drink. The second time was ketchup.
Okay, what's the third time? Oh, there is no third time. Duh.
There won't be a third
Wait.
time.
But what ketchup? Why do you want ketchup?
To dip things in?
What are you dipping in? What are you dipping?
Food?
Yes, I mean... Alright, okay. Yeah, that is how it goes.
If you must know, cheese curds. I have some Culver's.
Yuki, clip that. Cheese curds and ketchup. I don't know how to feel about that.
Specialist alive.
It's novel to
I
me.
don't have anything else to dip it in. What would you dip it in?
Gravy or curry?
And what of your purpose, Natar? Were you sired only to be witness
Fried
to these
cheese curds? Really?
putrid apes? Which of us truly...
Okay, where do you think I showed you last Friday with the curry? That's paneer cheese.
That's paneer, not fried. It's not fried. That's not fried cheese curds. That's paneer.
You can still do the same. You can still the same concept.
Yeah, back me up on this. Like
Okay,
breaded
thank you
fried
for the
cheese
lurk.
curds don't go in curry.
Well, Indian
I
curry.
wanted marinara sauce, but I didn't get marinara sauce.
Well, marinara sauce is not the same as ketchup, even though they're both tomatoes.
I wanted marinara sauce, but I didn't get any marinara sauce.
But that doesn't mean you can just substitute it with ketchup.
I absolutely.
And you don't have any
can.
gravy
I
with you?
did. I have. No, I don't keep gravy on hand. I usually make gravy to order.
And now is not a time to make gravy to order?
No, because I'm streaming, and this is food that I got from a fast food restaurant.
What kind of fast
I
food
don't understand what the
restaurant
problem-
sells fried cheese curds and don't have it with gravy?
I have a feeling we're talking about two different cheese curds here. I feel like you've never had the type of cheese curds that I'm talking about.
Okay, what kind of cheese curds are you talking about?
They're breaded and fried.
But I don't think at that point you call it cheese curds.
No, they're absolutely cheese curds.
I'm pretty sure there's like another name for it. Like specifically
Cheese
cheese
curds.
cheese curds that are battered and fried. I thought they would have a specific name for it.
No, we're American here. We don't name things special stuff. We just call them cheese curds. Someone back me up here, please.
See, when I thought you were eating cheese curds, I thought it would be like the curds on their own, like the stuff you put with fries and gravy.
No. It's like fried cheese curds. They're cheese curds that have been battered and fried.
Oh great, I forgot to switch out my... I'm still using Arcane Hotshot on Mesa.
They're still
I forgot
cheese
to-
curds, because cheese curds are the curd of a cheese. But they are... I should be using these pistols. These pistols would be very great here.
I mean, okay. Is mozzarella technically curdled cheese?
No, mozzarella is mozzarella.
So what's the difference between your cheese curds that are battered and fried and mozzarella that is battered and fried? I thought...
Because mozzarella isn't a cheese curd. Mozzarella is the cheese.
Look at that try-hard.
No, why are they frying it and...
You're not likely to get
Okay,
mercy from
let me
someone who's never
let
been
me
shown
make sure that I understand
how are
that
you?
poutine is using cheese curd, right?
I actually think, poutine is cheese curds, yes.
Okay.
It is the curd of a cheese. Is the problem here the fundamental misunderstanding of what the curd of a cheese is?
No, I think it was the fact that I didn't understand that it was breaded and fried. So when you said cheese curd, my immediate thought was, wait, are you eating poutine?
No, I'm eating like American fried food.
American food is so
Health
weird.
holes everywhere. Yeah, but it's good.
Oh, I didn't say it wasn't.
American food is very much it's either a product of the Great Depression or a product of someone being like, again, I'm hungry.
Depressed.
That looks tasty.
Either the Great Depression or someone's Great Depression.
I was talking with my parents about
Tenacity.
about depression food when I was having lunch with them the other week. We had some talks about there were like two dishes my grandmother always brought to Thanksgiving. She always brought quote unquote salad, which if you know anything about Great Depression era salads, they are as far from the definition of a salad as you could ever get. Personally, it's an offensive thing to call them salads. They are made with Jell-O,
Oh, that, yeah.
or jelly as people in UK would call them.
And jelly with bits of whatever stuck in it.
Like fruit or,
Fruit.
fruit or veggie, literally whatever you wanted in it. And then you call that a salad. It's terrible. That's not the best thing. I mean, Jell-O with fruit knit is fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with Jell-O with fruit knit. But Jell-O with anything else in it, like, there was a Jell-O with, like, tapioca beads and, like, pineapple, who was kind of offensively sweet.
Above,
Corn syrup. All the corn syrup.
below,
Yeah, I mean, like,
my people.
not, it, like, Jell-O, like, the sweet and desserty salads were fine.
I
But the non-dessert like ones were frankly just offensive.
minister.
I mean, the funny thing is, you say depression, but it also reminds me a lot of World War II era food.
Well, yeah, it's World War II and Depression era food. The other thing that she made that was actually really good was this dish that she made with pearl onions. It was basically
Ooh.
just pearl onions and white sauce.
That's actually really good.
It was awesome. I loved that dish. Like, it was one of my favorites. But like, that's the grandmother on my father's side. To give you an idea of how different the foods that I grew up with were. Why can I not reload? There we go. On my grandmother on my mother's side, we were eating regularly milanesas, empanadas, things like waffle were always on the table.
Hello, Vespa.
Yeah, very, very different set of food stuffs. I'm doing really poor damage as Necros.
I think that's more that I'm just stealing all the damage. Like, your mobs have nothing to
You
shoot.
and one other person,
If-
yeah. Yeah, my mobs are
I mean,
kind of just
we
loafing
haven't-
around in the middle.
Yeah, Nessa, Sevagas, unsurprising. It's just
Yeah.
how it goes.
But yeah, just like I think it's a funny contrast between the two sides of my family. One side of my family, we had like pretty heavily Depression era or
It's about half done, I reckon.
World War II influenced food from grandma, and then the other side of it was very much Argentine. Lots and lots of Argentinian food.
Cruel sister, Poppy, Gordon.
Now the question is, do I continue
Actually,
doing this as Mesa or as Saren? Given the fact that I do have an incredibly silly, I do have Mesa as my boost today.
On another note, I had empanadas for dinner or lunch on Saturday, and I was very happy. Very tasty.
Okay, how hard should empanada crusts be? I've had people in argument who said it should be like soft and flaky to hard and flaky to you can break your teeth on it.
So you want the band across, like if you're making a traditional empanada, you want the way I've always had them is it's a puff pastry, right? Like it's all puff pastry. So it should have the consistency and flakiness of a puff pastry. You don't necessarily want it to be dry, but then you do want the ridge at the top that you sealed it with. That can be hard and crunchy. So once you've cooked the whole thing,
So it's like a baguette, crunchy on the outside, so crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's gonna be soft on the inside, but in general, it should probably be soft throughout. It's just the braid across it is what you want to be crunchy. And there are different types of empanadas. If you're just having like a really basic empanada that's just like puff pastry wrapped around meat, sure, it can be soft all the way through.
Okay, I have some words for the person who said, who insisted, and whenever they made it, it was like chewing through. I mean, it was more solid than a baguette. Let me put it that way. It was like eating a baguette.
Yeah, so having grown up eating empanadas made by a woman who immigrated from Argentina, generally they were huge. Like one empanada would fill you up. But like a traditional empanada, you want like the ridges across the top. Those can be crispy and crunched. Rest of the thing should be sort of like a pie. But you should sort of be able to like pick it up in your hand and take a bite, and it should be like nice and soft and have good texture throughout. And again, that ridge can be the crunch, and then whatever's inside of it, you want it to be soft, and the crust is thin. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of like shell to it.
Okay, that means
Like,
I've
you're not
never had an
having to eat
empanada
like
like
it's not-
that.
It's not like someone has carved out taken a baguette and then squished the sides of a baguette open. It's more like someone has taken a bit of puff pastry and wrapped a giant wad of whatever they stuck in it around the inside the puff pastry.
Okay. The funny thing is, all the empanadas I had were all uniform in terms of firmness. So it was either, like I said, the baguette, or it was completely soft and like. And what? Yeah, that actually wasn't even a puff pastry. I think it was almost like
Yeah,
almost like barely formed masa that was just barely holding its shape.
Go find like an Argentinian restaurant in your area. I'm sure there's probably one or two. And just
I have
try
a
'em.
feeling there
Like, they're
isn't.
really good.
You know, I'm kind of worried. I don't know if there are any. Anyways, the food talk? Or maybe food talk is okay. I'm actually gonna look this up.
What are you gonna look up?
If
Yeah,
there are
should
any
always be, like, a
Argentinian...
puff pastry, like. I'm sure there's one or two. I mean, if I've got an Argentinian place that I can go to, I've got a Chile place that I can go to. The Chilean food is amazing. It's one of my favorite places in town.
Actually, the closest one it's giving me is in bloody New York City. Oh well.
I found like a whole bunch of them.
Near me? Really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of little cafes.
I think I know what you're talking about, and yes, kind of, no. And hello, Twitching. Thank you for stopping by.
Hey, Twitching.
And Vesper, Warframe is going pretty slow. We just have done, what, 2 missions so
Yeah,
far?
thanks
We've
for
just been
stopping by.
talking about food for the entire time.
And yeah, definitely get
Okay.
some sleep. Hope you had a good stream today. Here,
Alright.
I'm gonna send you a link because it won't. I can't talk more about it because I don't want to dox you. But here, have a link. I was productive in all the wrong ways. Aren't those the best kind of streams? But you and I spent the last like 10 minutes talking about empanadas.